If you were to try and sell me on a game, one of the worst things you could do would be to tell me that it's set in the Star Wars prequel universe. Not only does this era of Star Wars contain some truly horrific things like Jar Jar, but most of the games from this period are boring movie tie-ins with no redeeming qualities. While there are a few exceptions, like the original LEGO Star Wars game, I generally stay far away from any game that the stench of the prequels permeates. And the game I'm looking at today, Republic Commando, is a game that I avoided for a while after it came out, because not only is it set in the prequels, but it was also based around one of the most boring parts, the endless hordes of clone troopers that all look the same, serving as the Republic's cannon fodder equivalent to the battle droid. Thankfully, Republic Commando does not have you playing as Nameless Soldier number 1000. Instead, you play as a highly specialized commando, as the name of the game might suggest, a clone trooper made for specialized, high-priority, high-risk operations. At first glance, Republic Commando seems like any other big-budget shooter with huge set pieces and impressive attention to detail, which are honestly things I didn't expect from a Star Wars game, especially one in 2005. In addition, you're given command of your very own squad in a very Rainbow Six-esque fashion, with the ability to give them tactical commands, tell them to form up, take positions, interact with computer consoles, pretty much anything you would see a commander in an action movie or TV show do. Each squad member that is under your command has a specialty, and while you can do anything that they can do yourself, it's just more efficient to just send them off to do it. And it allows you to avoid doing things you don't actually want to do, like sniping or using a turret. Just make one of your squad members do it. But while these squad commands are certainly one of the biggest highlights of Republic Commando, and make the game more than just another by-the-numbers first-person shooter, the problem is that they are completely necessary to maintain any amount of control over your AI companions, because otherwise they are really, really stupid. Standing in lasers, running straight up to enemies and punching them, and just general idiocy. These idiotic tendencies are often compounded when you encounter one of the game's many bullet sponge enemies. Like a lot of games, Republic Commando subscribes to the notion that harder enemies must have a ridiculous amount of health and take forever to kill. Seriously, some of these guys make me feel like I'm fighting an elite in Destiny. You're meant to command your squad mates to focus their fire on that particular enemy, but this often just means they run up to the enemy and shoot it in the face while standing right next to it. You know, elite soldier tactics. Thankfully, these problems don't usually interfere with the game that much. Sure, they can be annoying, but it remains a relatively simple shooter, which allows it to push its way past most tactical problems. But if you're looking for some sort of extremely precise tactical gameplay on the level of a Rainbow Six, you're gonna be disappointed. On the other hand, if you're looking for a fun Star Wars game that touches on subjects outside the usual all Jedi all the time subject matter, this is a fun romp through that universe with production values above and beyond what you would expect. Now I'd like to talk about the availability of the games I look at on this channel. How easy is it for you to get a copy of it? Now, most of the retro games I look at, I would absolutely recommend in a heartbeat to get on consoles. Older games have a tendency to be a real pain in the ass to get running on modern PCs. However, in the case of Republic Commando, I simply cannot recommend that you play this on an Xbox. The frame rate is extremely inconsistent, and the game looks significantly worse than on a modern PC. Now that is because this game has engendered a rather dedicated community, and the game is cheap. It's $10, you can get it on Steam or GOG, and there's a mod, which I'll link in the description, that allows you to run this game up to 4K with anti-aliasing, the full thing. The game looks great, which makes it really hard for me to recommend you buying this on an Xbox. Every Monday, I look at games that are at least 10 years old, games that I would consider retro, at least in a general sense. And I look at how they hold up today, if they're still worth playing today, where they're worth playing. If you have a game you'd like to recommend, be sure to leave a comment below. If you like what I'm doing here, be sure to subscribe. And if you like this particular video, be sure to hit that like button. Thanks for watching.